What if I told you that reality is constantly speaking to you, but you've been conditioned to ignore it? Every day, subtle messages are placed along your path, moments too precise to be mere accidents. The song that plays just as you think of someone. The number that seems to follow you everywhere. The stranger you meet, randomly, who has the exact answer you were searching for. You've brushed them off as mere coincidences, but deep inside, you've always sensed there's something more. And you're right. Synchronicities are not accidents. They are messages. Patterns embedded within the fabric of reality, subtly guiding you towards something greater. These moments are not random, but deliberate signs, reminding you that there is an intelligence far beyond your understanding at work. The ancient civilizations knew this truth. Mystics and philosophers studied it, but in modern times, society labels it as mere luck, chance, or randomness because it doesn't want you to awaken to a higher truth. These synchronicities serve as evidence that reality is not the cold, indifferent world we've been taught to believe it is. In this video, we will explore the hidden wisdom behind these synchronicities, why they occur, and how you can use them to transform your life. From the moment you were born, you were taught to believe in a world based solely on logic, structure, and predictability. Every event had to be explained through rationality, and anything that couldn't fit into this framework was dismissed as a coincidence or mere imagination. But what if this conditioning wasn't an accident? What if it was intentionally designed to blind you to deeper truths, to the greater forces guiding your path? Think back to your childhood. As a child, you were naturally attuned to patterns, energies, and intuition. You noticed things, the way certain events seemed to align perfectly, how you could sense when something was about to happen, or how you instinctively knew when someone was thinking of you. But what happened when you shared these experiences with others? You were told it was just your imagination. You were taught to ignore those feelings and only trust what could be measured, proven, and categorized. The system taught you to believe in a purely physical world, one without mystery or deeper intelligence, a world that functioned as a machine where events occurred randomly and without connection. Slowly but surely, you were taught to stop paying attention to the signs. Education played a significant role in this suppression. Schools didn't teach you to listen to your intuition, recognize synchronicities, or understand the energy that surrounds us. Instead, they emphasized memorizing facts, following rules, and obeying authority. Creativity, imagination, and abstract thinking were pushed aside in favor of rigid, logical reasoning. If you couldn't see it, touch it, or measure it, then it wasn't real. And questioning this model was discouraged. The system was designed to make sure you trusted only external authority, never your own inner knowing. Science, as defined by the modern materialist worldview, became the ultimate gatekeeper of truth. But this was not the true science of discovery and exploration. This was a version of science that sought to explain away the mysteries of life, denying any deeper intelligence at play. Under this paradigm, synchronicities are nothing more than cognitive biases. Your brain, they say, is simply playing tricks on you. You see the number 1111 on the clock over and over again. That's just confirmation bias. You meet someone at the exact right moment, just luck. Everything is stripped of meaning, leaving you disconnected from the forces that are guiding you. But here's what they won't tell you. Some of the greatest minds in history, thinkers like Carl Jung, Nikola Tesla, and Albert Einstein, recognized that reality isn't as random as we've been led to believe. They understood that synchronicities, hidden patterns, and connections were not merely coincidences, but signs pointing toward a deeper, universal order. Quantum physicists describe this phenomenon as non-locality, the idea that everything in the universe is fundamentally interconnected beyond the limitations of space and time. Yet, mainstream science often dismisses this concept, labeling it an illusion, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Consider this. The entire universe is built on patterns and interconnected structures. Nature follows fractal geometry, planetary orbits align in mathematically perfect ratios, and your DNA is encoded with repeating sequences. Everything in existence operates through cycles, relationships, and patterns. So why would human experience be any different? Why would your thoughts, emotions, and decisions not follow an underlying order? The answer is they do. And synchronicities are proof of this hidden design. These moments are like glitches in the matrix, moments where the underlying order of the universe reveals itself. Once you begin to recognize them, you start to understand that reality is far more malleable than you were ever taught. But if synchronicities are indeed messages, the next question becomes, who or what is sending them? Some believe that synchronicities come from a higher version of yourself, guiding you toward the right path. Others see them as signals from the collective unconscious, the vast shared reservoir of human thought and experience, as Carl Jung described. Some even believe that synchronicities are hints from an external intelligence, whether it's called the universe, divine will, source energy, or the infinite consciousness attempting to communicate with its creation. Whatever their origin, one thing is certain: synchronicities are not meaningless. They are invitations to wake up, to pay attention, and to shift your awareness from passive existence to conscious creation. The moment you begin recognizing them, the illusion of randomness starts to fall away, and that leads to the next crucial question. If synchronicities aren't random, then how exactly do they work? What causes these perfect alignments? How can you harness them to transform your life? To understand this, we must dive deeper into the hidden mechanics of reality itself. At the core of synchronicities lies a simple but powerful principle. Your mind is not just a passive observer of reality. It is an active participant in shaping it. Modern neuroscience affirms this truth. Your brain filters reality based on your focus and intentions. This process is known as the reticular activating system, RAS, a network within your brainstem that determines what information reaches your conscious mind. Have you ever noticed that after buying a new car, you suddenly see that exact model everywhere? The cars were always there, but your mind simply wasn't attuned to them until now. Similarly, when it comes to synchronicities, once you begin noticing them, believing in them, and expecting them, your brain shifts its focus, and suddenly they appear more frequently. This is not just about selective attention. It's about the alignment of your consciousness with the patterns of reality. But this goes even deeper than neuroscience. Quantum physics has long suggested that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrated that the mere act of observation alters the behavior of particles on a subatomic level. This indicates that reality is not a fixed, independent structure. Instead, it is responsive. Your thoughts, emotions, and focus literally interact with the fabric of the universe, influencing the way it unfolds. Now, combine this with the law of vibration, one of the fundamental principles of metaphysics. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs also emit specific frequencies, and these frequencies dictate what you attract into your life. If you focus on fear, scarcity, or limitation, your energy aligns with those experiences, and you begin noticing patterns that reinforce them. But when you shift your frequency, when you focus on alignment, purpose, and synchronicities, reality begins to mirror that back to you. This is why people who awaken to synchronicities experience more of them. It's not merely that they notice them, it's that their energy is shifting, and reality is responding accordingly. When you focus on signs, patterns, and messages, you are tuning your consciousness into the hidden order of the universe, much like turning a radio dial to the right frequency. And here's where it gets even more profound. Your subconscious mind plays a massive role in generating synchronicities. While your conscious mind focuses on daily tasks, your subconscious is constantly processing deeper connections, linking information, and picking up on patterns. When you set an intention, whether consciously or unconsciously, your subconscious mind begins to align events in ways that lead you toward that outcome. This is why those who strongly believe in synchronicities experience them more frequently. Their subconscious is actively participating in alignment of reality. Skeptics may argue that synchronicities are nothing more than selective attention, random events your brain simply chooses to notice. But if that were true, why do these events often carry such deep personal meaning? Why do they align perfectly with your thoughts, emotions, and inner experiences at precisely the right moment? And why do they possess such an uncanny ability to guide people toward life-changing decisions? The answer is clear. Synchronicities are not coincidences. They are a form of communication, a conversation between your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and the deeper intelligence that governs reality. The key is knowing how to work with them, how to align yourself with these divine signals. Because once you begin intentionally aligning with synchronicities, they don't just appear more often, they become a powerful tool for transformation. And that leads to an even greater revelation. Why do some people experience synchronicities constantly, while others never seem to? What separates those who live in perfect alignment with the universe from those who remain disconnected? The answer may surprise you. Let's go deeper. If synchronicities are happening all the time, why do some people experience them constantly, while others barely notice them at all? Why do certain individuals seem effortlessly guided by life's hidden patterns, while others feel lost in randomness? The answer is simple: awareness, alignment, and belief. Most people live their entire lives in a state of disconnection, trapped in a mindset of logic, doubt, and rigid materialism. They are conditioned to believe that life is purely mechanical, that things happen due to cause and effect, that luck is random, and that the universe is indifferent. This belief system acts as a mental barrier that blocks synchronicities from appearing in their lives. Even when meaningful coincidences occur, they brush them off as irrelevant, refusing to acknowledge the deeper patterns at play. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a pitch-black room filled with radio waves, hundreds of stations playing at once. But if you don't have a radio tuned to the right frequency, you won't hear anything. The same applies to synchronicities. If your mind isn't tuned into the frequency of alignment, you'll never notice the signals that reality is constantly sending you. Now, contrast this with people who live in tune with synchronicities. These individuals are not special. They have simply trained their minds to be receptive to the signs around them. They don't dismiss strange alignments as mere chance. Instead, they pay attention, trust their intuition, and follow the patterns. And here's the fascinating part: the more you acknowledge synchronicities, the more they happen. This happens because of two key factors: the subconscious mind and the law of vibration. Your subconscious mind is constantly absorbing information beyond what your conscious mind is aware of. It picks up on subtle patterns, hidden connections, and unseen opportunities. When you focus on synchronicities, you train your subconscious to seek out more of them. It's like programming a search engine. Once you tell your mind that synchronicities are important, it starts filtering reality in a way that brings them to your attention more frequently. This is why some people seem to have uncanny luck. They are unconsciously directing their reality, aligning themselves with opportunities and noticing signs that others ignore. Their subconscious is wired for synchronicity. Now, moving on to the law of vibration, everything in the universe operates on frequency, including your thoughts and emotions. When you are in a low vibrational state, filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, your energy contracts and your awareness shrinks. This makes it harder to recognize synchronicities because your perception is locked into survival mode, focused on immediate concerns rather than the bigger picture. On the other hand, when you raise your vibration through gratitude, mindfulness, curiosity, and intention, you become more aligned with the flow of the universe. Your energy expands, and you begin to attract synchronicities because your consciousness is now operating on a frequency that allows them to come through. This is why people who meditate, practice mindfulness, or engage in deep introspection often report a massive increase in synchronicities. They have cleared the mental noise and tuned their awareness to the hidden order of reality. But there's one more crucial element: trust. People who experience frequent synchronicities are those who trust the process. They don't question whether a sign is real or not. They follow it. They act on the signals, and in doing so, they reinforce the pattern. When you acknowledge, trust, and act on synchronicities, they multiply. Here's where most people fail. They experience synchronicities, but they don't take action. They see the signs but hesitate, second-guess, or ignore them entirely. This weakens the connection and causes the synchronicities to fade. Because synchronicities are not just messages, they are opportunities for alignment. The universe is showing you a door, but it's up to you to step through it. So now the real question is, how do you strengthen this connection? How do you recognize, interpret, and act on synchronicities in a way that allows them to become a guiding force in your life? The answer lies in learning how to decode the signs, and that's exactly what we're about to uncover. Let's go deeper. Synchronicities are happening around you all the time. The problem is that most people don't know how to recognize them, or worse, they dismiss them as random. But once you understand how to identify these patterns and decode their meaning, you'll begin to see that reality has been speaking to you all along. The first step to working with synchronicities is awareness. You need to shift your mindset from assuming that life is random to understanding that everything is connected. The universe communicates through symbols, patterns, and timing. These signs will often appear in three distinct forms. 1. Numbers and repeating patterns. Have you ever noticed the same numbers appearing over and over again? 1111, 222, 333? These number sequences are not coincidences. Numbers carry vibrational frequencies, and when they start showing up in your life, it means something is shifting in your reality. In ancient mysticism, numbers were considered the blueprint of creation, and seeing specific sequences often signals an alignment of energy. Pay attention to what you were thinking or feeling when these numbers appear. Your subconscious is trying to tell you something. **. 2. Symbolic encounters. Synchronicities often appear in the form of objects, animals, or symbols that hold personal meaning for you. A specific song playing at just the right moment, a phrase repeated by multiple people in the same day, or an animal crossing your path, it's all part of a larger message. The key is to trust that if something feels significant, it probably is **. 3. Unlikely events and meaningful coincidences. These are the moments when things line up perfectly in ways that logic can't explain. You were about to give up on a dream, and suddenly, an opportunity lands in your lap. You randomly bump into the right person at exactly the right time. These moments are not random. They are guiding forces designed to push you in the right direction, **. So, how do you decode these synchronicities? It starts with asking the right questions. When a synchronicity appears, stop and reflect. What was I thinking or feeling right before this happened? What decision am I currently facing? And how does this relate? Does this confirm or challenge something I've been questioning? Is there a pattern here? Has this happened before? One of the most powerful tools you can use is a synchronicity journal. Start writing down every time something unusual or meaningful happens. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns forming. You'll notice recurring symbols, repeated messages, and clear guidance emerging. The more you track synchronicities, the more they will appear. But here's the secret: recognizing synchronicities is only the first step. Acting on them is what transforms your life. If you see a repeating sign telling you to take action, don't hesitate, do it. If you keep encountering the same message, it's because the universe is waiting for you to respond. The people who live in flow with synchronicities are the ones who trust and act. And this leads us to the final piece of the puzzle: how to consciously attract more synchronicities into your life. Once you understand how to open the channel, you can begin using synchronicities as a tool to create real change. Let's go deeper. Recognizing synchronicities is one thing, but learning how to use them as a tool for transformation is where the real power lies. The truth is, synchronicities are not just signs, they are invitations. They are opportunities to shift, align, and step into a reality where things flow effortlessly in your favor. The question is, are you paying attention? And more importantly, are you willing to act? Most people treat synchronicities as something mystical but passive, as if they are simply fun coincidences to notice. But in reality, synchronicities are a form of direct communication between you and the deeper intelligence of the universe. They are signals that you are in alignment or warnings that you are not. The people who experience the most synchronicities are not just lucky, they are conscious creators of their reality. So, how do you use synchronicities to reshape your life? It comes down to 3 key steps: intention, alignment, and action. Step 1. Set a clear intention. Synchronicities respond to focus. The more specific your thoughts and desires, the clearer the signs become. If you want guidance, ask for it, literally. Set an intention. Show me a sign that I'm on the right path. Reveal to me the next step toward my purpose. Bring me the right people, opportunities, and circumstances. The key is to be open to how the answers come. The universe does not communicate in linear, predictable ways. It speaks through symbols, emotions, and experiences. The more you ask, the more you will start to notice the signs appearing all around you. Step 2. Align your energy. Synchronicities are a reflection of your vibrational state. If you're in a state of resistance, doubt, fear, or overanalyzing, you block the flow. But when you step into a state of trust, excitement, and receptivity, the signs begin to accelerate. This is why synchronicities tend to spike during periods of major change, when you are stepping into an unknown but aligned path. One of the fastest ways to increase synchronicities is to raise your frequency. Practices like meditation, gratitude, visualization, and deep self-reflection put you in a state of openness where synchronicities can flow freely. If you've ever experienced a period of life where things seem to magically fall into place, it wasn't magic, it was alignment. Step 3. Take aligned action. This is where most people fail. They see the signs, but they hesitate. They second-guess, wait for more confirmation, or keep seeking certainty. But synchronicities are not just messages to observe, they are catalysts for action. If you keep seeing the same number, phrase, or symbol over and over again, it's not random. It's a nudge. If you're being drawn toward a new path, person, or opportunity, that is the universe opening a door for you. The key is to walk through it. Here's the most important part. Synchronicities multiply when you follow them. The moment you start trusting the guidance and acting on it, reality begins to rearrange itself in your favor. The more you listen, the louder the signs get. The universe rewards movement. People who live their lives in deep flow with synchronicities do not ignore the signs, they take action. And as a result, they begin to live in a state where opportunities, connections, and moments of perfect timing become the norm. They are not waiting for life to happen to them. They are co-creating with it. So, what will you do with this knowledge? Now that you understand what synchronicities are, how they work, and how to use them, what will you do with this knowledge? Most people, after hearing everything we've uncovered, will go right back to their old patterns. They'll notice a synchronicity, feel a moment of wonder, and then dismiss it as coincidence. They'll receive a sign pointing them towards something new, but hesitate, overthink, and let fear stop them from taking the leap. They'll stay in a loop of doubt, waiting for more proof, waiting for something bigger, waiting for certainty. But here's the truth, certainty never comes before action. The system has trained you to ignore these signs, to explain them away, to stay disconnected from the deeper intelligence guiding your life. But now you see it. Now you understand that reality is not random. It is structured, intelligent, and responsive. More importantly, you are a part of that structure. Your thoughts, emotions, and choices shape the path ahead of you. You are not just moving through reality, you are co-creating it. What does this mean? It means that synchronicities are not just happening to you, they are happening for you. Every alignment, every moment of perfect timing, every repeating number, symbol, or message is an invitation. An invitation to step into a new way of being. An invitation to trust, to expand, to align, and most importantly, to act. If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this: do not ignore the signs. The universe speaks in whispers first. If you don't listen, the messages get louder. If you keep ignoring them, the synchronicities stop, and you fall back into unconscious patterns, drifting without direction. But if you listen, if you start treating synchronicities as real, if you follow where they lead, your entire life can change. The people who experience the most synchronicities are not lucky. They are paying attention. They are acting on intuition. They are trusting the process. And because of that, life moves in ways that seem effortless, as if something is working behind the scenes to align everything in their favor. Because something